Okay, confession. I'm genuinely not a sporty person, like at all. I avoid stairs. And yet, somehow, last year, I ran a 10K race.
Wait, you, the stair avoider, run a whole race? No, we're doing this. Let's actually talk about a competition you took part in, because that story has everything.
So, start at the very beginning. You're not a runner. What on earth made you sign up for a 10K?
Honestly, peer pressure. A friend joined one of those run clubs. They kind of took over everyone's calendar this past year, and she dragged me along. And I'd say actually signing up for the race was completely out of my comfort zone. I'm the person who takes the lift up one floor.
Quick flag. Out of my comfort zone. That's so much sharper than it was new for me. Examiners love a phrase that names the whole feeling in one chunk. Hold that thought. Keep going.
So for about a week, the confirmation email just sat there, and I kept thinking, what have I done? I couldn't run for a bus without getting winded, let alone 10 kilometers.
So, how do you get from winded at the bus stop to actually running 10 kilometers? What changed?
Something just clicked, I think. Once I'd paid the fee, I sort of threw myself into it. I downloaded a training plan, I was running before work 3 times a week, I even started watching what I ate, which surprised me because I'm not usually that disciplined.
There, threw myself into it. Did you hear how much more that does than I trained a lot? It's full commitment, not just effort. I'll unpack it properly later. Sorry, go on.
It actually got a bit addictive. There's this thing where a distance you couldn't manage last week suddenly feels easy. However silly it sounds, that hooked me more than I expected.
Okay, race day. Take me there. What's the bit you'd still remember in 5 years?
The last kilometer, easily. There was this guy, a total stranger, and we'd been basically neck and neck for about 20 minutes, matching each other step for step. Neither of us would ease off. It turned into this silent little duel.
Hold on. Neck and neck. That's the one. It puts me right at the finish line. Most people would just say we were close. Totally different picture. We'll dig into it. What happened?
He pulled ahead in the last 50 meters. I had absolutely nothing left in the tank, but I crossed the line about 2 seconds behind him, grinning like an idiot and completely out of breath.
So you lost the little jewel. Did that sting or not really?
I'd say I'm more competitive than I thought. Who knew? That said, by the time I'd caught my breath, I genuinely didn't care about beating him. Finishing it all was the real win. I'd never done anything remotely like it.
And that said, lovely little pivot. You admitted it stung, then turned it. Way more nuanced than a flat butt. We'll come back to all 4 of these. So where did the whole thing leave you?
It's hard to explain, but it sort of rewired how I see myself. For years, I just decided I wasn't a sports person, full stop, like it was a fixed fact about me. And then in one morning, I'd run 10 kilometers and nearly raced a stranger to the line. I'd say it made me a lot less quick to put myself in a box. Now, whenever something scares me a little, part of me goes, well, you ran the 10K, didn't you? It's silly, but it genuinely stuck.
That's a brilliant takeaway. So, have you done another one since, or was that a one-off?
2 more, actually. I'm fully one of those annoying run club people now. I have strong opinions about socks, which is not who I was a year ago.
The transformation is complete. Would you ever do a properly competitive one where you're actually trying to place?
Maybe. I'm not sure I'd love the pressure. For me, the fun is the personal best, not beating other people. Although, that last kilometer with the stranger was the best part, so maybe I'm lying to myself.
I think you might be. Okay, last one. Would you tell a nervous, stare-avoiding version of yourself to sign up?
100%. The signing up is the scary bit. After that, honestly, you've kind of already won, even if you finish dead last.
That's the perfect place to stop the chat. Okay, Gia, can we zoom in on a few things you said, because there's real gold buried in there.
All right, nice work there, Gia. Before we wrap up, let's go back and look at a few of the expressions you used. I want you to really lock these in.
Yes, please. I'd love to get these down properly.
First up, out of my comfort zone. Gia, in plain English, what do you think that's actually describing?
I'd say it's when you do something that feels a bit scary, something you wouldn't normally do, right?
Exactly that. Your comfort zone is the set of situations where you feel safe and in control. Stepping out of it means doing something that stretches you a bit. It works for anything: a race, a presentation, speaking up in a meeting.
Oh, got it. So it's not only for big dramatic things. It can be small everyday stuff too?
Right, and you used it perfectly. You said, quote, signing up for the race was completely out of my comfort zone. One phrase, and I instantly feel the nerve it took.
Yeah, that one just came out without thinking. It felt like the natural way to say it.
And here's the lift. Most candidates would say, it was new for me, or I was nervous. Correct, but flat. Out of my comfort zone names the whole feeling in one chunk. That's the range examiner's reward.
So is there anything I should be careful about when I actually use it in the test?
One thing. Keep out of in front and comfort zone glued together. Don't say out from my comfort zone. The shape is fixed. Try the rep. Signing up for the race was completely out of my comfort zone.
Signing up for the race was completely out of my comfort zone.
Perfect. That one's yours now.
Next one, threw myself into it. Gia, what's the picture in your head when you hear that?
I think it means you really go for something. Like you put a lot of energy into it and don't hold back.
That's it, exactly. It's stronger than I tried. Throw yourself into something means you commit fully. Body, time, focus, all of it. There's momentum in it.
Oh, so it's about the energy, not just doing the task. That actually changes how it feels.
Precisely. And listen to your own line. You said, quote, I sort of threw myself into it. I downloaded a training plan. I was running before work. The phrase sets up all that detail.
Yeah, I remember that bit just spilling out once I got going on the story.
Here's why it lifts the band. Most people say I trained a lot or I did my best. Fine, but flat. Threw myself into it signals real commitment in 3 words. That's lexical range examiners notice.
Got it. So what's the small thing I should watch so I don't get it slightly wrong?
Keep into attached and put what you committed to right after it. Into the training, into the project. Don't leave it hanging as I threw myself. Try the rep. Once I'd paid the fee, I threw myself into the training.
Once I'd paid the fee, I threw myself into the training.
Lovely. Bank that one.
Now, a fun one. Neck and neck. Gia, any guess where that image even comes from?
Maybe horse racing? Like 2 horses right next to each other, so close their necks are level?
Spot on. That's exactly the origin. 2 horses level at the front. So neck and neck means 2 people or teams exactly even, with neither one ahead. A true near tie.
Oh, so I can use it for more than races then? Like a close game or a close vote as well?
Absolutely. A match, an election, a sales target, anything close. And your line was a gift. You said, quote, we'd been basically neck and neck for about 20 minutes. I'm right there at the finish with you.
Yeah, that whole last kilometer is burned into my memory, so it was easy to describe.
And that's the lift. Most candidates just say, we were close or almost the same. True, but grey. Neck and neck paints the picture. That vividness is pure band 7.
One quick worry. Saying neck twice feels wrong to me. Is that really correct English?
It really is. The repetition is the idiom. Don't trim it. Both necks with and in the middle. Try the rep. For the last kilometer, we were neck and neck, neither of us willing to ease off.
For the last kilometer, we were neck and neck, neither of us willing to ease off.
Beautiful. That's locked in.
Last one, and it's a small but powerful one. That said, Gia, what do you think it's doing in a sentence?
I think it's a bit like but. You say one thing and then you kind of turn to the opposite side of it.
Close, and a little richer than but. That said first acknowledges what you just admitted, yes, that's true, and then pivots to a contrasting point. It shows you're holding both ideas honestly, not just flipping.
Oh, so it's like saying, okay, I admit that, but here's the other side. That feels more grown up than just but.
Exactly the right instinct. And you nailed it. You said, quote, "Turns out I'm more competitive than I thought. That said, by the time I'd caught my breath, I didn't care about beating him." You conceded, then turned. Smooth.
Yeah, that felt like the honest way to say it, because both things were actually true at once.
And that's the lift. Weaker answers use but for every contrast. That said is a discourse marker that shows real cohesion and nuance. Examiners hear control when you use it well.
So where exactly should it sit? Can I drop it in the middle of a sentence too?
Put it at the very start of the new sentence, with a tiny pause after, then your contrasting idea. Don't bury it mid-clause. Try the rep. I didn't win. That said, I'd do the whole thing again tomorrow.
I didn't win. That said, I do the whole thing again tomorrow.
Perfect. That's 4 for 4. Nicely done, Gia.
It's hard to explain, but it sort of rewired how I see myself. For years, I just decided I wasn't a sports person, full stop, like it was a fixed fact about me. And then in one morning, I'd run 10 kilometers and nearly raced a stranger to the line. I'd say it made me a lot less quick to put myself in a box. Now, whenever something scares me a little, part of me goes, well, you ran the 10K, didn't you? It's silly, but it genuinely stuck. It's hard to explain, but it sort of rewired how I see myself. For years, I just decided I wasn't a sports person, full stop, like it was a fixed fact about me. And then in one morning, I'd run 10 kilometers and nearly raced a stranger to the line. I'd say it made me a lot less quick to put myself in a box. Now, whenever something scares me a little, part of me goes, well, you ran the 10K, didn't you? It's silly, but it genuinely stuck.